You. Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you right there. You're about to be invited, actually summoned, okay? Beckoned to come and safely learn more about what your full potential looks like in this reality. This is literally about you being invited to its path. We're going to talk about this. What does that look like? Well, there's an excavation that's about to occur in your life. And if you think about excavating something, it's digging something that is, I'm hearing, long been buried, waiting to be discovered. Now, this is a story that was, I'm hearing written, okay? This was a story that was written. So I'm seeing in the Akashic Records, this timeline again on the quantum already exists for you and energetic potential, but you're about to witness the becoming of something that has already come to be, okay? And it's a very, very interesting energy because it's like you're witnessing the unfoldment of your life's journey. But the funny thing is that this is about the journey of your choices and how you've been shaping yourself with love instead of shame. And you've been loving yourself into some type of change. Now we're going to talk about this, right? Because we have multiverse and 528. 528 is a love frequency. Multiverse is about the power of choice, transversing a plethora of timelines, plethora of different universes, all different kind of destinies for yourself, right? And different continuums that you will align with, dependent entirely upon how you align yourself. Okay. And if you choose to reinforce through action something that you know on a soul level has been designed for you to experience in this third dimensional plane. All right, that's the energy that's coming through. And there was also another message I was receiving in regards to seeing what your life looks like shaped by love. Oh, yeah, and love being a frequency, right? Love is a frequency, it's actually an embodiment. We embody different frequencies, and love is a verb, it's not a noun. Therefore, it does require action and follow through. And it's like you're going to be called forth to act on this deep internal knowing that you have, and this is going to be deeply getting your attention during this time, especially during these onset of eclipses, right? Because we're talking about the hermit. This is you guys right now. But you have the dragon's sword, which talks about something that's been reserved for you since the beginning of time. Like this destiny, okay, was seeded with you the date that you were seeded onto this planet. I'm hearing even prior to this incarnation, because you had a very specific objective, you had a very specific intention for yourself, that the soul would experience growth through this physical vessel. And really, this is just about aligning yourself in the physical with these initial intentions that you had. And because of that, I'm hearing there's a rapid unfoldment in your path. But the thing is, the answers aren't going to be found externally, right? We're going to talk about this real quick before we open up. The hermit is about your eternal light within, forever guiding your path. Now you have the hermit and the high priestess. The hermit shows up in a reading when your higher self has a message for you, okay? And the high priestess can only speak to you. It speaks to you always. It's always there, but it means that you need to quiet out the chatter of the mind, okay? Uh and hear those thoughts, but allow those thoughts, especially the ones shaped by fear, that could prevent you from taking action towards something if you choose to align with the frequency of fear, to become background noise in a coffee shop and just observe them and acknowledge them. All right. And this is where your love becomes greater than your fear, because you become greater than your mind, right? You become greater than your body, you become greater than your emotions. And I'm hearing that's how you begin to elevate into a transcendent existence, right? Which is about navigating this experience with interdimensional levels of awareness, and that embodiment, that utilization, I'm hearing, of your free will, the application of your free will allows you to become eligible for higher resonant timelines and experiences. All right. Now you also have the Three of Coins. So this is definitely a collaboration that's happening. I'm hearing in spirit. It's a collaboration that's happening behind the veils. All right. And you could be at a crossroads during this time in your life because you have the Two of Swords, which is usually somebody trying to kind of fight logic with their intuition, right? And they're trying to come to this internal, I'm hearing, harmonious union. So it's almost like there's something that you're being told to do, and this is like jump, and you just got to say how high, not like where to, or is there going to be a parachute. There's almost like a trust walk that as you walk the path will continue to unveil its secrets to you. Honestly, it's the message that follow your heart's desires, and the universe will continue to reveal its mysteries to you. That's a very, very strong energy that's coming through. So are you going to do the trust walk, right? Are you going to continue to transverse this path that has been reserved for you since the beginning of time? Because this is about a legacy that's being protected. And it's whether I'm hearing you're going to live up to that legacy. And this is about living up to meet a very specific version of yourself, and more than just meet this version of yourself, but actually embody it. And how I was seeing it was there are certain timelines and ways of existing where you've seen the very specific realities that you have been bound or tethered to simply due to certain belief systems, right? And this is like physical laws that you set within your own internal universe, right? The one verse in you. And you're going to see how your reality reconfigures itself to correspond, I'm hearing, and match the new internal vibrational laws, okay, that you are now embodying. And this is mainly about breaking free, all right? So there's almost like an element of liberation for the soul, right? And liberated is the soul that sees everything as an act of love or a call for love. And as you take these acts of love, there definitely will be calls for love when it comes to that fearful inner child. And there's almost a need to, take yourself by the hand during this time and follow the hermit's path, because there is a safe passage that's being provided for you during this time. And yeah, this is about the hermit appearing, right? And when the hermit appears, it's something that's pierced by silence. It's not the absence of sound, but it's a presence so deep that it basically unsettles everything false within you, everything that is not aligned with this initial intention that you've had, right? This objective that you had to wanted to experience for soul growth. And this is about you being offered a lantern, and the lantern is within. There is a deep knowing that you have, especially with the high priestess. There is a deep knowing that you have, and whether you follow this deep knowing, you follow your heart's desires, and you realize that you are being guided by your heart in a way that goes beyond the mind during this time, it's gonna be, I'm hearing, like an internal deliberation is the word that's coming through. There could be deliberate action that you're taking, and this is about reminding yourself why you're taking it in the first place. And if you zoom out far enough, the storm literally becomes a speck, and you realize the small details of the how and the when really don't matter, because in the grand scheme of things, when you do look at the Akashic records, right, and lift the human condition, and you see life through the lens of the soul, you realize that you are, I'm hearing, experiencing everything that you had set out to in alignment with your highest possible expansion. So at first glance, it can appear almost like a stranger, like you're getting to know this aspect of yourself. Sometimes as well, this could be like externally. I'm seeing guides that are encoded into your field, so some of you take it how it resonates. The message is that this could be external, actual, like physical guides coming into your experience. Others of you, this is like intangible guides as well that are coming into your experience. I'm also seeing ancestors, but these are beings encoded into your field and that you're now becoming conscious of. Certain ones I'm hearing that have been deployed to assist you at this stage in your journey. Okay, at this stage in your journey, this is someone or something that you're not expecting, even if it's like a dimension or octave or frequency or vibration, right, or density within yourself that's coming to the surface, right? But this can happen in sudden solitude or out of seemingly nowhere. So I do feel like there is a guide I'm hearing that's stepping forth. I'm seeing someone step forth from the shadows into the light and kind of revealing themselves. But this is almost like a dream figure who says little but stares through you, stares deeply into your soul. And they are basically staring at the part of you that has forgotten, they remember something that you've forgotten, right? There's an energy that's coming through very, very strongly in regards to this, right? There's like this scene, and they're looking at you, and it's like they're waiting for you to recognize yourself. They're waiting for you to remember yourself, right? And something that has already come to be for you, something that has already came to be, right? Past tense, but you're experiencing it in a linear fashion, the unfoldment of that. It's almost like, you know what it is? It's like someone that wins the lottery, right? It's almost like, imagine you have this quantum vision, right? There's a part of you with a high priestess that is able to see beyond the full landscape, right? The myriad plane of possibilities of space and time. And as you can see the full landscape of space and time, right? You can see that someone is about to win the lottery, right? It's almost like you're looking at someone, and it's almost like there's a "that's so Raven" energy. It's like, I can see into the future, the kind of energy. And this is like a guide or someone or a part of yourself where it's like you've gained a glimpse into your reality before it unfolds. Your imagination is a preview of life things, and you've seen your destiny right before it unfolds. That's what the high priestess does. She travels with her consciousness beyond the anatomical body and picks up on things existing in the quantum field, right, that she's yet to experience unfold in a linear fashion. She sees the sequence of events before it unfolds in the physical. And this could be an aspect of yourself, right? And it's almost like, imagine looking at someone like, and it's like, a secret that they don't. It's like, I know something that you don't. And this could again just be your own psychic abilities, right? And like your higher self speaking to you. And again, it's like that your life can be too loud sometimes. There can be too many external distractions where it's like you're turning your focus on looking at the things around you when really you should be using your vision to see, right? And to foresee. So yeah, there's that kind of energy, it's almost like there's a guide that's going to be presenting themselves to you in the physical or the intangible. And that's the essence that's coming through, and time slows in that moment, right? And it's up to you whether you want to kind of accept the land, accept this, light is truth, it's consciousness. And eventually things begin to blur, right? The world around you begins to blur. The hermit doesn't really speak often. His words rearrange you from the inside out just by the way that he looks at you, right? Just through like this knowing. And he'll ask you strange questions like, what have you buried beneath this performance, right? What have you long forgotten that is waiting to be revealed? And can you sit down almost with the ache of not knowing without trying to medicate it, right? Can you kind of surrender to the mystery that is about to unfold in your life? And will you follow the thread of truth? It does feel like there's almost like a thread that you're being guided to follow, even if no one claps, even if you don't have an audience. Can you follow this thread of your truth, right? And this discovery, this excavation that's taking place. And this is a cosmic checkpoint, right? This is someone or something or a part of yourself that you're tuning into. And it's a time where your soul begins to whisper, are you ready to remember? And there's something that in which you will be remembering. So yeah, it's the energy that was coming through between scenes. When you look at movies, you see things shift to the next scene so quickly that you don't even realize the pause was there, right? You don't realize that there was that small kind of blank error that was needed in order to sculpt this new scene into creation. And there's almost like the pause between scenes that's happening in your life, and there's a need for you to kind of sit in that pause element, because that's where you'll be given instructions on how to transverse this next scene. That's almost the energy that's coming through, because you will definitely be thrown into some type of new environment, and there's that pause essence that will give you everything that you need to know, and know that you know exactly what it is that you need to know at the time that you need to know it. Because the hermit is like a mysterious figure. We're talking about conscious archetypes, right? We're talking about consciousness, right, playing with itself in its own creation and becoming aware of the different kind of frequencies and vibrations that are embodied that make up these very distinct life forms. Like with the emperor, inviting. The hermit is not. The hermit is not warm and inviting. It's not going to tell you everything's going to be okay. It's like, we're just here. He's not going to soothe you, right, with this sweetness, right? There's not this mothering kind of archetype to it. Same with the high priestess, right? Sometimes the silence is what speaks 1,000 words to you. Sometimes it's the hermit that begins to actually really begin to respect the soul enough not to interrupt this process of internal discovery. Okay. And he sees gold hidden literally under the rubble, literally beneath your feet, but he won't tell you about it. He'll look at you to remind you that it already exists, right? He'll look at you and he won't tell you. He was like, he wants to witness your own discovery, right? When it comes to something beneath your feet, and he's waiting for you to patiently dig, right? It's almost like it's in the silence. You know, I'm seeing like confessions. You know how when someone, most of the time in interrogations, so you're not going to be interrogated by when the hermit interrogates you. All he wants you to do is to, like, face to your own truth, right? To discover something within yourself. And there's almost that essence of not saying. And it's almost like the ego is like, okay, okay. Like there's all these different voices that are going to be going through. Like, I'll do it. I'll finally do it. And there's that kind of essence where it's like, you're not going to get rid of the silence, right? You're not going to get rid of the pause in between scenes. It's always going to be there. It's just going to make itself more prominent to you. So it's almost like it feels like the universe is going to force you into stillness. It's going to force you to turn back inwards, and it's not taking you away from everything externally. It's for you to turn inwards so you can change your relationship with the external, right? And this is about you being invited to walk yourself home in some ways. And some of you, there could be archetypes or guides coming into your experience to assist you in that journey back to yourself without applause, without shortcuts, right? The Empress is someone that's going to tell you, you're getting warmer, you're getting colder. No, the Hermit's not going to tell you anything. It's going to say you're a answer deep within you. And this is about attuning with the compass of your own knowing, because the Hermit transverses on this huge path, and he has only his 8-pointed star seed, right? Which is this light, it's this blue light of wisdom of his own authentic path and what that looks like to him. And there's a very strong essence in regards to taking, you know, he can't see the full landscape of his journey. He can take one step at a time, and the journey begins to become clear. Sometimes the next few steps are the only ones that he can see. But with the High Priestess, it's almost like if you zoom out enough, you can see the end goal. It's hard to see the in-between period. And that's the energy that's coming through. So this could be about like the how this is going to unfold for you, but you can see the what will unfold, and you can see the next steps that you need to take in order to get there. So it feels like there's an in-between mysterious journey that you're being called to embark on, but you're being protected through that unknown part. And it's in you actually being able to move into the unknown that you begin to cultivate a strong, profound sense of self-trust, right? That's where you actually connect with your higher self, is being able to make friends with the unknown during this time. And that's invited to do. You're being invited to become the mystery, right? Become so immersed into the mystery that you're a mystery even to yourself, right? And this is about Virgo season, right? Especially because, the Hermit is Virgo energy, and we have new moon in Virgo actually on August 23rd, 2025, and then we also have a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo as well in September. I believe it's September 21st, and this is a liminal corridor space. Okay, Virgo season is all about discernment lens, right? It's about integration. It's about sacred excavations that take place, things that are going to be revealed to you. The eclipses are energies that are unknown. And if you think about it right now, the South Node is in Virgo, which is about releasing control, releasing the inner critic within the head, right? The overly logical part of yourself. The North Node in Pisces, some of you could be having a nodal reversal, nodal return, but just collectively, these are the energies that we're experiencing where you are going to be breadcrumbed, right? In the way where the universe is sending you these hints. It is sending you words. There's an essence of an intangible hand or intangible part of you that's going to be guiding your life through this next season, and you're being invited to walk the Hermit's path as a result of that. And it's not inward, it's not downward, it's almost like a sacred descent in order to be able to ascend into higher frameworks of existing, higher frameworks of viewing this existence. And it focuses on not just self-improvement, but almost like the remembrance of the self. It's like you're coming back into that holy solitude, realizing that when you are alone, you are one with all, right? And the lantern is going to be lit for you. All right, that's the message. On August 23rd, the lantern will be lit for you. This is going to be at a time where you cannot run, right? It's almost like you cannot run from yourself. That's what it feels like. It's like you can't run from this aspect of yourself. It's like everywhere that you turn, there is that essence that is just staring you dead in the face. It's like this energy that feels like it's an inevitable change, and change isn't going to hurt. It's the surrender. It's the inability to surrender to the change, okay, that will begin to hurt, that begins to make this feeling grow stronger of uncomfortability. But there's a need to get comfortable in sitting in the discomfort. And that discomfort, that's not the soul. That's the discomfort of the ego, okay? And the ego facing the unknown right now. And that's the energy that's coming through for you. Oh, there was another energy. What was it? You can't run from yourself. And what you surrender to becomes a reason for your transformation. North Node in Pisces is all about the art of surrender. It's about the art of detachment, actually. And this is about really observing your internal thought loops, the inner critic, almost realizing that there is a time in your life where you're going to have to decide what stays and what goes. And this could just be about thought forms, this could be about belief systems, or just thoughts that you've been reinforcing again and again until they've become a part of your internal hard drive, internal neural networks that you've created, that are then reinforced to you through this external reality. And there's something about being okay with telling yourself a new story, and that comes with releasing the old. And then in September, on the 21st, we have that solar new moon eclipse in Virgo, right? So it's almost like there is a soul correction that's taking place, there is a divine redirection that's taking place, and there's a level of soul retrieval that you're going to be called to kind of attune into during this time. It's arriving with a scalpel and not into the spotlight. You know, there's almost like a surgical precision that's going to be required from you, right? It's almost like a precise decision that you're going to be making to move in a certain direction. There's a level of I'm hearing a way that you're going to be executing something around this time as well that will become very, very clear to you. But you know, it's a very, very powerful essence. It's a very, very powerful energy around this new moon solar eclipse. And the other energy I was receiving again is like a huge huge excavation, and it's upon this excavation that you no longer abandon yourself, right? You no longer abandon the soul's path in that way. And there could be like a necessary ending that's taking place, even if it is confronting your inner critic, even if it's you know, like the art of uncovering what has always been there. And there's like undeniable, I'm hearing, evidence that's going to be revealing itself to you in your reality around this solar eclipse, where it's like you can no longer not take this path. Now that a path has been revealed to you, I'm hearing that's all that you're going to be able to see, right? Even when you close your eyes, that's all that you're going to be able to see. And this is a path that lies beyond the loops of karma, right? Timelines, and there are certain ways of being and timelines that are going to be stripped away, okay? And it's because you're entering into a new time within yourself. And again, you're excavating the soul's objectives. It's like you're excavating this, you know, papyrus, if you will, right? And this is not surface work. This is deep internal realizations you're going to be going through, and it's going to be breaking you free from a shadow of protection that you have, you know, much like the hermit. I'm hearing encase yourself in. Maybe it's a certain way of moving through this contract that's been kind of like rigidity. Maybe it's certain belief systems that, you know, you had cultivated due to a certain identity, right? Due to a certain personality, which is really just a survival mechanism when navigating this construct in order to try to protect yourself. But this next season, I'm hearing it's not about protection, it's about awareness. Okay, your awareness will be your torch in regards to how you've been abandoning yourself, how you've been abandoning the soul's path. And that awareness is the only protection that you need, right? And that's the energy that's coming through for you. So it's not about fixing yourself, but it's about remembering that you never needed fixing, right? It's not about changing yourself, it's just discarding all the things whom you no longer are. And as you break free from that identity, you're also going to be breaking free from certain attachments to that identity, right? So yeah, it's a very, very interesting energy. It's a very, very interesting energy. And I also feel like this could be you, you know? I do feel like you are almost playing that character into others' lives during this time. And these are just other expressions, extensions, and reflections of yourself, but the hermit's not going to shout, right? It's not going to chase you. It's going to appear during a time in your life where your soul is truly ready, where you're ready to hear, right? And not just hear, but listen with your action, right? Where you're, I'm hearing like Simon Says kind of energy. So it's like you're ready to actually do what the soul says during this time, and not just look, but trust the things in which you're seeing. And this isn't going to be an energy that knocks, it's just going to appear. And once it makes that appearance, it's something that you can't deny any longer, right? It will be a time to walk away from the noise that has been pretending to be your highest truth and step into a level of being of service, you know, to the soul that is experiencing growth in this physical terrestrial plane. So yeah, it's a very interesting energy. It's not a guru, it's a guide, it's the part of you that remembers. And there is an energy of, I know something that you may don't, but you really do. And you're about to discover it. So yeah, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. There's a very, very interesting energy. I feel like there's something that you're going to be called to confront. There's also something that you're going to be called to cleanse. And it's going to happen during a time where you will be kind of invited to turn inwards. And that's where your truth will become louder than your fear. This is the moment where your love becomes louder than your fear. And it opens you up to, with Multiverse, a complete different universe. Literally a complete new reality for yourself. Not just new timelines, but a complete new playing field. The way that you're going to be playing and interacting in this system, you act, even if you walk alone, it's never without purpose. You walk alone knowing that you are one with all. And you're retrieving something that you had buried for yourself. Again, it's treasures hidden shadows, right? Protecting the future. So, yeah, you're a walking mystery. So I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. I'm going to trust that this is going to give you everything you need to hear at this stage in your journey. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. I also will put out an announcement for personal readings because we're only going to have a short window to do them until we take a break, and then I'll be launching them again. But there will be a period of recalibration happening with that due to some projects that I have upcoming. And yeah, also check out Altar Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. We have kunzite on today, which is a self-love stone, very, very fitting for the message. Moonstone as well, and rainbow moonstone, which are intuitive stones. This is a small family-owned business that handcraft and select these beautiful gemstones that you can layer individually, or you can rep zodiac packs if you want to work with the very specific archetypes of this universe. And also chakra collections as well. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna love and leave you right there, beautiful soul. And yes, aloha hoku hana. I will speak to you very, very soon. Okay, until next time, bye.
Clouds in the sky, don't care.